Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about some products that I recently received off a good friend of mine. She doesn't really want to wear makeup anymore, so she decided to give all of her makeup to me, which was a good idea since it's some expensive stuff. So first I'll talk about some brushes that I got. So I only got two. So I got this one here from the Body Shop, and it's really dense, really good for packing on like and blending out like foundations or any liquids or things like that. I have also done a look on this like here using some of the products and whatnot, and I did use this brush in it. The next brush I got is this dual fibre kind of stippling brush. I was going to use this, but I totally forgot to. But again, this is also really good for kind of like blending in things and whatnot as well. So the first product, where do I want to start? Right, I will start with this one. Now, most of the products that she gave me have either not been used or they've been used like once or twice. Oops. But this one here, this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Colour Correcting Fluid in the lavender shade. So this is really good for colour correcting any like yellowness, dullness, type of things like that. And I don't have a lot of that, but I do have like a little bit like underneath my chin, kind of underneath my eyes here, that I've just kind of used regular concealer for. So I'll definitely start using this. Now this has been used quite a fair bit in comparison to other products. So this is it here. And again, I did use this in this look as well. So the next product that we've got is from the Body Shop, and this is the All-in-One 5 Action Perfector Insta Blur Primer. So this is kind of like the Porefessional from Benefit, or like the NYX Pore one as well. It's kind of like blurs out all the pores, kind of just smooths out texture, things like that. I've used this a couple of times again in today's look, and so far so good. I mean, I've really enjoyed it so far. So the next thing, as I'm putting everything to the side, is this NYX glitter. It's just a silver glitter here. Now unfortunately this was actually full when I got it, but it broke in my bag and kind of went everywhere, so I've had to sellotape it together. But this is a beautiful glitter that I will be using at some point. The next thing would be these darkening drops, shade adjusting drops in the darkening shade from the Body Shop as well. Now obviously, as you can see, I've got super pale skin, so I probably won't need to use these to darken foundations. I tend to need to lighten my foundations even with the lightest shade. So I use these. This is like a contour, so I've used this as a base for my powder contour today. The next thing I got is also from the Body Shop. It's this liquid liner here. As you can see, it's got quite a lot of product on it as well. So I will be using that at some point. Next product I'm going to show off is probably this foundation from the Body Shop as well. I had a Body Shop foundation. I didn't like it, but I didn't dislike it. It was quite watery, I found. It was really, really liquidy. And I prefer kind of foundations that got a bit more like structure to them. I know that's a weird thing to say, but yeah, I prefer foundations that have got a bit more structure to them. But I've tried this one once. Again, my friend is a darker shade than me, so again I had to add lightning drops to this. This is in the shade number 15, Kyoto Blossom. So this is it here. So I know, as you can tell right now, it doesn't really look like it'd be really dark, but trust me, it is quite a few shades dark. I think I was number 4. But I don't know how the Body Shop shades work. I don't know if they go up in singular numbers or how they work. So I wouldn't really take 4 to 15 to be quite a massive comparison. But yeah, I used this once and I did actually quite enjoy it when I used it. So try it again and maybe get in a different shade, because I think this might be a different foundation to what I had, but I can't remember. I'm not too sure. So I'll need to check that. The next thing I have is from Urban Decay, and it is the eyeshadow primer potion in Eden. So this is it here, and it comes out like that, and So I actually really like this. I've used it twice now because I didn't wear makeup yesterday. I've worn this twice now. And it seems to last a really good time. It does make my eyeshadows look really good as well and just make them last without any creasing, things like that. So I am really impressed with this product. The next thing I'm going to show you is Urban Decay's All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. This is the full coverage foundation. It looks like that. Again, this is in the shade 4.5, so it's way too dark for me. I don't actually know what my shade is. This is the first time I've ever owned this foundation and I am really excited to own it. Again, I just need to add a ton of like a NYX white foundation mixer or the Body Shop whitening drops, whatever you've got. I personally prefer the NYX one over the Body Shop one, again because it does have that bit more of a structure to it. It's not like really liquidy, runny sort of things like that. But yeah, I used this one today, so I used this one, not this one today, because I'd used this one before but I hadn't used this one, so I wanted to try it out and see what it does look like. And so far so good. It looks really good on the skin. It's quite with the whitening drops, it was quite orangey and quite like yellowy, so I didn't know how it looked, and it looked fine on camera, but on my hand when I was mixing it I was like, oh my god, this is never going to match. And the same with when I applied it to my face before I blended it out. I was like, even with the lightning drops, it's not going to match. It looks fine on camera, but not in person. But then I blended it all out and added everything else, conceal everything like that, and as you can see, it looks totally fine. Even in person, like when I look at the mirror, and I'm like, I'm really impressed with this. So I will definitely need to buy this in my shade because I'm so impressed with this foundation. So I think I've got 2 more products left, and I'm going to show you these. I saved the best 2 kind of for last because they're got more to say, or like they're my favourite, etc, etc. So this next product here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony. Again, as you can see, it'll be far too dark for me. This has been used a wee bit, but then again I have also used it a little bit as well, just playing around, because I had a dupe which was the Freedom Dip Brow Pomade, and it was awful. I've heard some things, like a couple of videos on the internet saying that was a really good dupe, and to be fair, I believe that the colours are like the exact same, like they've got the same names, and when you look at pictures on the internet it like looks the exact same as well, but it was awful. Like it went on and you had to use so much product, and then it was too thick and your eyebrows just looked so awful, but then it just got rubbed off straight away as well. So I would totally not recommend that product. But when I've been playing with this, it is so long wearing, and you do only need the littlest bit, because I did actually put this on my brows the other night just to see, because I was thinking maybe if I do it lightly it'll look okay, but it didn't. You could totally tell, like one eyebrow was fine, but then when I did the other one, it was, you could just tell that it was too dark, even though I used the littlest amount of product. But I swear to god, my eyebrows have never looked so good. Yeah, they were too dark, but they looked amazing with this product. So I'll just pop it here. So as you can see, it is quite dark. It does have that brown undertone, so it's not quite black if you were to compare it with like this eyeliner, but it is, and it blends out so well. Like when I was blending out the dupe, like it would just come off with blending it out. Now as you can see, this does smudge and does go lighter, but it's still staying on my hand, and like I can go like this and wipe it off, and yeah, a little bit does come off, but it still stays. I did like a stencil of an eyebrow on my arm yesterday just to see again if I could work the product, because the other one was so bad, and I obviously want to use this and get my own shade and use this as well. So I wanted to see if I could use it, whatever like that, and like the outline of the eyebrow stayed there for like hours and hours, even though I rubbed like ages and ages. And but like the middle bit obviously came out, but like the outline of the eyebrow, that stayed forever. So I am super impressed with the product. I have ordered one in my own shade, which was so difficult to do online, because I'm thinking, am I going to be this shade, am I going to be this shade, and I don't want it to be too light or too dark, because then it's like £15, like excluding shipping. You have to pay like for shipping as well, and it was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. So I just spent ages and ages picking a shade, and then I'm like, I'm really hoping for the best. It still needing to arrive, but I have ordered this in my own shade, so I'm really looking forward to getting it when it does. What I have used this for, again, apart from trying to use the product like on my hand or like on my eyebrows before I rub it off, is I've also used this for an eyeliner on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. I used this as an eyeliner just to create a really nice thin line, just to deepen up where my eye, like the base of my eyelashes were, and it was stunning. And again, it lasted all day. Didn't like smudge or like go minging or anything. It stayed all day. Again, I was so impressed with this product. Oh my god, this is amazing. And then the last product I have, I was really excited but also nervous about getting. It is the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. I love Urban Decay, it's such an amazing brand. However, when it comes to their eyeshadows, I am not too impressed. I have the Naked 3 palette, the Naked Basics Ultimate palette, and the Full Spectrum palette. My mum also has the original Naked palette as well, and the Naked 3 palette is beautiful. So I have the Naked 3 palette here, and the colours are stunning, absolutely stunning. As you can see, apart from the odd more brownie shade, it is mostly pinks. Oh, trying to get them ready. Where the Naked 2 palette is that more kind of brownie, kind of goldy type of thing. Where do I begin? Like I said, I was a bit nervous about getting the Naked 2 palette, and that is because the Naked 3, as stunning as it is not the best quality. I don't know whether that's because I maybe have a faulty palette or what, but I am not impressed with the quality of these shades. A lot of them are not true to colour, or they're not very pigmented. Like this one here is absolutely stunning, but it barely shows up on my eyes. These few shades here are not too bad, but these more kind of really super shimmery shades, this one especially, are awful. They are so chalky, and I actually posted a photo on my Instagram about this shade here, and about how poor the quality was. It just went everywhere. I barely dipped my brush in the product, and the product was all over the palette, all over this bit of tissue, and all over my face. Like when I put it on my eye, it was horrific. And it's such a gorgeous colour. It's like a nice black with like kind of a pink shimmer glitter through it, and it is stunning, but it goes everywhere. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's got those like kind of pinky purpley reflex in, but it went everywhere. It absolutely just goes everywhere. And this one here, the light pink one that I showed you, like you can just see like all the product that's on my finger, and it is a gorgeous shade, but watch, and like it just kind of crumbles and just falls everywhere. Like that is like, and if I go, I just blew a lot of that product up, and now you can barely see it on my wrist, because again it was just all powder and chalk. Look, it's got in here, it's all the way kind of down here, and it just, look, if I go and blow it, it's now all gone. It's just, it is a really poor quality, and I was thinking the Naked 2 is going to be the exact same, and it annoys me so much because I love Urban Decay. It is a beautiful brand with beautiful products, beautiful colours, but their eyeshadows are not the best, which really annoys me because they are so expensive. Like this is like £38 or something like that. It's a nightmare. And the Naked Basic Ultimate palette, again, absolutely stunning, but again the colours aren't true to form. So like, apart from the fact that the colours aren't true to form, the quality of like blending them out, their pigmentation, things like that, Some of these in the Naked 3 are kind of pigmented. Again, when you blow on them though, all the powder and chalk and product just goes away, and then you're left with a little pigmentation, not a lot. But in terms of like that, it doesn't go on very well. Like if you use your finger or like use like a wet brush, again, a lot of the product goes on, but it goes on in like powdered chunks. So then if you just wipe it away or blow it away, that's all the product gone. And with this, again, look at the colours, they're absolutely stunning. You've got like a selection of like kind of mauvey, more pinky browns, and then like true browns and a couple of greys here. And they're stunning colours, but some of them are a little bit difficult to blend out, which again, poor quality. They're long wearing eyeshadows, don't get me wrong, they are long wearing, like more the matte ones rather than the shimmer ones. The matte ones are more long wearing than the shimmer ones rather. So, I mean, it is good, but sometimes it can be really difficult to blend out. I'm like here for like ages, trying to just blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. And like this black on my eye, I was again here for ages. I used like 3 or 4 different brushes, because I used the brushes that you're supposed to use to blend and they weren't working, and then I used the brush that wouldn't do so good as blending, and then that blended out really well. And this colour here is, as you can see, a kind of dark, kind of burgundy colour. No. As soon as it goes onto the eyes, it is a cool toned, really dark brown colour. I used that in a couple of videos. No, not a couple, sorry. I used it in my last video, I think. The smoky eye, I mentioned it in there as well. And it's beautiful, but it's just so disappointing. And with the Naked 2 palette, again, there's a lot of shimmers in here. There's actually, I think, only two mattes, and then that's kind of like a nude where you can't really use it at all, apart from maybe to like set your primer, your eye primer. And then there's this one here, which is a nice cool toned brown. But apart from that, there's no other mattes, again, apart from this black. So sorry, there's 3 mattes. So there's that one, and that one. The rest are all shimmers, and the mattes aren't a good selection. I mean, even in the Naked 3, there's 2 good mattes where you can use them as like transition shades. And the quality, I have to say, in this is the exact same in terms of how chalky and powdery the eyeshadows are, but it is slightly better in the sense that when you blow them away, there's still all that pigment there. And I don't know if that's just because there are darker shades in this compared to the lighter shades, like the lighter pinks that are in the Naked 2. But yeah, it's just a disappointment. Like, don't get me wrong, I will be using this, and I might actually use this more than the Naked 3 rather, and that pains me to say because I asked for the Naked 3 for Christmas, and my mum was lovely and she bought me it for Christmas, and it was absolutely amazing. And I love it to bits. I love it so much, but I think just for that slightly better quality, this might be getting used a little bit more. But then again, in saying that, they both have really good wearable shades for daytime looks, so who knows. I do have other eyeshadow palettes as well, so I kind of just go between them, but we'll see how it goes. Like, I used Verve and YDK today, which are those 2, and Verve, when I swatched it on my arm, I was thinking, oh my god, this is perfect, this is beautiful, but you can hardly see it. Like, you can kind of see it slightly in particular lights when I move my eyes, but if you were to just look straight on, you kind of, yeah, it's kind of there. And then I used YKD on like the outer parts as well, and I used Blackout for the black in my crease as well. But again, all that will be explained in the tutorial, which will be going up in a couple of days time. So yeah, that is those. I mean, that one's a kind of like demi matte satiny shade. It's not full shimmer, but it's not full matte. Again, it's super light. I will show you swatches of these just now. So like I say, the palettes that are not the best quality, I don't want it to like stop you from buying Urban Decay, because like I say, it's a beautiful brand and the products are like amazing. So it is really just a shame that obviously they're eyeshadows are so expensive. I don't know about their single eyeshadows. I've only tried one and I've had it for years, so I'm not too sure if the formula will be the same or whatever, but the one single eyeshadow I do have is stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. It is beautiful. It's like a dark, really dark brown with kind of gold glitter speckles through it. And I've got like fallout on my table as well, which I'm going to have to clean up, and all of my jeans. Wonderful. With Foxy, which is the first shade, you can just about see it on my arm, but again it's more like that nude shade where you would kind of set your eyes with it. As you can see, like, they're really nice and shimmery. They're absolutely stunning, but in terms of how chalky, powdery, kind of easy to apply, because with the finger on the arm they just go on so smooth, they're so buttery, but on the eye, especially with the lighter shades, they're just not that good. So there is all the makeup that I got from my friend. I am super excited, and I did post a picture on Instagram about this collection, and I got obviously a couple of requests to do a look using this palette, so I did use this palette. This is the look I'm wearing. The tutorial will go up in a couple of days because I filmed both videos today for you guys. I did, obviously, because of the lack of like matte shades in this, I did have to use a couple of others, which I used the basics palette for. But again, all that will explain in the next video, which will be up in a couple of days. So thank you guys. Bye!